Coming into the game, I think they came out with a nice chip on their shoulder, and I mean that in a good way, that they had to come out and compete, and they did that. And I thought for 32 minutes they did a terrific job, and I thought our experience kicked in, and I thought really the difference in the game came down to us having two seniors who have been through this and them not. And I don't say that in a way of anything negative about their program. I just say in a simple way, just from a roster standpoint. But Desi and Dominica are going to have great futures, and you see how much passion those guys play with. But Rhamel Brown just wasn't going home tonight, or was Mike Alvarado. They just, I loved I thought we came out a little tight, and I think that happens when you're coming in, especially with a team like St. Peter's, who's going to try to slow it down. You look at certain matchups, some teams will run with you. St. Peter's is going to try to play their style, and I thought it was a game of wills to start, and sometimes that could lead to teams being tight, and I thought that happened. We haven't played in a week. We needed to get a game in, and I think sometimes the quarters can be one of the tougher games, especially when you're coming into a team that's just played. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason St. Peter's is very good, but I thought we played through it. I thought we found ourselves in the second half. I thought we got into our rhythm. We started being aggressive and going after people and kind of finding our way. And then we got out in the break and got some big-time rebounds and some three-point plays. The free throw blockout Donovan Cates had was huge. I thought that was a big momentum changer. But, this win is about having great seniors that I think are as good as any seniors in the country. These two guys. So, any questions? I haven't checked it this week, but I know about last week we were leading the country per possession, getting to the free throw line per attempts. It's just our style of how we play. I think we have Mike Alvarado, who's one of the strongest guards in the conference. We have Rhamel Brown and AP, who are two of the bigger 4 or 5s in the conference. And I think George Beeman's one of the best slashers going off the bounce in the conference. Emmy's one of the best 4s that goes off the bounce. So we have a ton of guys that can go one-on-one and then be in what we call attack mode and what we call play downhill. So what we didn't want to do, especially night one, and this always used to happen to us when I was at Louisville playing the Big East tournament, we'd get there, and for some reason you don't shoot it well the first night unless you're Iona. They're the only team who just, wherever they go, they shoot it better than anybody. So I wanted to make sure we had what we call a paint touch mentality. Mike followed the game plan to a T. Rhamel Brown just kind of cleaned up everything. So it was definitely a point of emphasis. And I thought Mike saw some good things coming off the pick and roll and made some great plays getting in the lane.
Yeah, you mentioned coming into the paint. George was having an off night shooting. Rhamel, just at every touch, it just seemed like...
I don't think George had an off night. I think St. Peter's did a tremendous job on him. Give them credit. I think they did a really good job.
But Rhamel's play in the paint, I mean, not only cleaning stuff up, I mean, he had some great post fakes. He was really kind of just dominating that.
I thought he established himself early. We thought we had a good, I don't want to use the word advantage, I liked playing through Rhamel and AP early and late in the game. I just thought it forced some rotations and some mismatches and rotations that we could exploit off the bounce. And even when they weren't scoring, Rhamel was doing a great job of throwing it out, even though we didn't have a great assist numbers. That's because I think we got fouled a lot. That's a rule we need to look into. If you throw the ball and someone gets fouled and shoots 2, it should be an assist. We got to add that to the summer meetings.
It's going to hurt the retroactive stats.
It is going to hurt the retroactive stats. Pete's not going to be too happy with me right now.
I got one for Mike. Did you feel like you started wearing them down when you kept attacking the basket in that second half?
Yeah, pretty much throughout the game. Coach just kept telling me to be aggressive, and on both ends, actually. So we was pressuring the ball at the same time. We keep our pace offensively, and that's what we try to do throughout the game.
I mean, I think that comes with what gives you bounce. I think the biggest thing about this team, why I'm so fortunate to coach them, is they get excitement off their defense. And that's what leads to our bounce and our pep and our step. It's not about the ball going in. A lot of teams get bounce off making shots. I really believe this, and I got this from Nick Saban, that teams who talk about fatigue are normally the losing team. You never hear a team win a championship and say afterwards in Game 6 of the NBA Finals, man, we were really tired. You don't talk about it. I know what you're saying, but I think it's more maybe our depth. I think we might have been a little fresher, but I don't know if guys are tired. Just because when my guys try to tell me they're tired, we have doubles the next day. It's just mental. It's really, they're 20 years old. What do they do all day besides tweet and play Xbox and go to school?
St. Peter's came out with a lot of energy to start the game and match our energy. And I just think we stayed together. And we've been in that situation many a times with different teams. And we know all we have to do is stay together and play defense, and we'll be fine. That's what we did tonight.
And we're not going to think about anything but the winner of this game right here. This is the leading scorer in the country, and this is probably the most physical team, one of the most physical teams in the country. With all due respect to Iona, they got their own things on that side. Not even you guys thinking about that?